Well, hello everyone. Hope your day is going well. Mine has been a complex, difficult, sometimes fun time since September the 24th, I think. But I posted a last minute video, so I didn't expect too many people to stream in, especially at the start. And not only that, they're not used to seeing me stream. But any of you all listening out there, I appreciate you tuning in or lurking. If you're lurking, hope you have a great day. And for anyone interested in the update on the car, it's been a nightmare. The list is so long, when I picked it up, that I can't tell you everything, but I can say a few things. And But at least I got it, and it is running. I'm expecting a serpentine belt. He put a wrong serpentine belt on it. Go figure. It's coming. Hard to find one. With the help of O'Reilly Auto Parts and a guy that worked in the shop, and of course I worked in the shop. Me and him were able to figure out yesterday by looking at measurement of belts what would put tension on my tensioner. So we got that. I got the number, ordered one, and it'll be here tomorrow. And ordered a sending unit, and the sending unit don't work. $144, I think, from Zip Corvette. So that did not work. And I feel kind of crazy with no one inside yet, but that's all right. Excuse me. Turning cold lately around here. But I got to leave out shortly, so it's just going to be a short hello stream. Let you all know I am going to start back streaming regular. And I am going to the gun range, and I am going to finish reloading the 223 and some of the 40 and some of the, not 9. Well, yeah, I'll do some 9. I forgot Viejo gave me some 9mm ready to go. Brutal Bob, good to see you. Appreciate you dropping in, man. Nobody here, so I felt kind of crazy talking. But, yeah, it's just been a hectic several weeks, man. Put it this way, that shop was the worst of the worst. I don't even know if I would prefer to call them a bunch of yahoos that are shade tree mechanics. But I've had to correct so much stuff. I have been on my back sometime for a solid week, in between riding, of course, on the car. So. Still working on it. I got an alternator. I ordered an alternator from Parts Geek, AC Delco, brand new. And but wouldn't you know, it's got a bearing noise from China. Go figure. So I got to return it. But it was a good deal. $79 for a brand new AC Delco, not even rebuilt. So you can't beat it. But getting a second one, it should be here in about 3 or 4 days. But I got one on it now that works. I had it rebuilt a few weeks ago. And so how you doing, Bob? Hope you're doing well, man. I've been getting a little bit of chest congestion lately myself, and feeling past few days kind of tired. I have been to the heart doctor, had to wear a monitor for 7 days, and yada, 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 yada. And did blood work the other day. Don't know what the results are yet, but hopefully that'll all work out good. Yeah, I appreciate you being here too, Bob. It means a lot to me, man. I just posted. I knew I'd be lucky if 4 people dropped in, maybe 1. So. Oh, wait a minute. My screen on my camera's up here, flipped around. I was trying to get it. Sometimes, depending on the light on the window, I have to change the settings on it for every live stream I do. I am riding around and having a good time, though. It feels great. Automatic air. I'm extremely enjoying it, but I'm furious at the man that owns the shop. I'll just go ahead and say it. That you know what, stole my sending unit that worked, put one in, and apparently he's got him a side hustle on the job there of stealing customers' parts and probably selling them to other people's cars, because there was a Corvette in there a few months ago. I think I mentioned to you all that. So he stole my sending unit, my fuel pump, and my green canoe. I pulled it out because I thought I had water in the tank, and lo and behold, I already knew, but I took it to Advance and I said, "Is this your new fuel pump that I bought 16 months ago?" And they said, "Nope." I said, "Okay." I said, "I'll remember that when I go to court. I'll get everything together here and do something about that." He took my hood off, didn't ding it up, actually took chunks out on the edges. I mean, just literally chunks all the way through the paint to the white plastic part. I mean, it just, oh, I'm gonna probably go to court to get that. I ran into manager of a Advanced Auto Parts here. I was in there talking to him the other week. You know what he told me? He said 3 people has complained on that shop, and one person took them to court and got $9,000 in a settlement. I don't know if I'll get that much, but I'm going to get something. I'm going through, I got a brand new sending unit in it. Don't work from Zip Corvette, $150. Got to send it back. Got an alternator here. It don't work. Lucky I got one on the car that charges, but not quite as good as I would like. He put a wrong serpentine belt on, and I've got that corrected, of course. I've got one coming, and that was difficult. Napa had a number for 16 months. They gave me a refund on a serpentine belt here yesterday. They said, "No, that's what we call for a Corvette." And I said, "Nope, it don't work." And so we got O'Reilly had been in a shop just like I have. So we sat there and kept looking at measurements on the PC, whatever belt brand measured on. And we figured it out. It was actually a special order AC Delco. Was really the only one that probably would fit it, even though it said a whole bunch of other belts would fit, just like Napa said their Gates would fit. Gates will not fit my car. And so I got that ordered. It's coming by Amazon. I'm going to get a refund. They wanted $100, $90 plus tax, plus 10 shipping. 10 shipping I'll lose. So I've got to get a refund on that. A guy named Mitch. He's a good guy, though. He helped me, man. I said, most auto parts would not have figured out what you and I just figured out about this crazy car. But he couldn't believe it. Of all the cost referencing, and it would say one belt would work, and we knew it wouldn't, but by measurements. So, howdy, Scott Smith, Curtis Long, good to see you two guys. Appreciate you jumping in here. But I won't go on about the car. Just put it this way: it has been very rough. I've had to tighten up heater hoses. I've got a minor oil leak at the rear of the motor, and I should not have. I suspect he did not put silicone, which I supplied. And then a gray little tiny tube came in the instruction box and says, "Put silicone on the 90-degree little corners here of your block when you put this one-piece gasket on this 350 Chevy motor." And he didn't care, and I suspect that's where it's leaking at, because it's very, very minor. And so was it 22nd? I got an appointment at a shop. They're going to probably end up dropping the oil pan, charging me about $400 something, and they're going to put the silicone on it and put it back up and bolt it up for me. And they're a professional shop. They get you in and out and make appointments, and they're not like this bunch of Yahoo shop I went to for 16 months. I told him how long it took. He says, "Wow." He said, 16 months, a long time. I said, "You ain't kidding." I said, then he stole stuff off my car. Also, I got missing, I suspect he kept that too on purpose. I got missing wire looms that hold the Corvette wires on the motor. They were all in a container, which I got pictures to prove it. And that one of those is missing, one. And then also some plastic tips to hold the wires. I had to buy some aftermarket to get that going. So this shop, man, I tell you, I'm surprised somebody ain't walked in there and just cold-cocked him and knocked him out. Because you don't run a shop like that as an owner and just rip customers left and right and steal from them. That is unreal what that guy did. And but I'm going down there and I'm like nothing happened. Try to get some of my paint back and things. He also did not paint my chassis. It looked like an 8-year-old or first grader painted it. Just a little bit, wrong color, not even my more expensive paint, roll bar paint. I got 2 cans in a box and sitting in front of his shop on my phone. I'm going to stick it in his face here in a few days, probably Monday or Tuesday. And I'm going to say, I need my 2 cans. I need my tape here. I need my paper here. I need, and a few other things here is missing. I just spent $90 on a smog pump brace on eBay and a few bolts and a plastic smog pump cover that covered the wiring. Had to buy that, even though I got a picture of it showing it in the box. So this man just ripped me off left and right parts. I mean, it's one thing to keep something and claim I didn't take it to him. It's another when you doggone take it out of the doggone car and undo, what's 8 bolts or something and lift a man's sending unit out of his gas tank and put another one in there. That's another story. And so anyway, I won't vent no more about that, but hope you all are doing well. And hopefully I'll get to streaming here. I know time's going to change soon, so I'm going to try to do a stream coming Monday night. So stop in, check it out. Probably 7:30. I don't think time hadn't changed yet. I think, next month? Time falls behind. No, springs back, falls ahead. Heck, I can't even remember now. Spring forward, fall back. Yeah, I got it now. Bob says, well, if you lived here in Michigan, the sticks instead of down there in the sticks, you wouldn't have had those problems with your engine. Which our customer? Yeah, man, this is weird. I went to another shop, same company. A guy told me he'd worked for him 15 years. He says, that man don't care. He steals everybody's parts. He puts used parts on motors. He don't do nothing right. He said, I doubt if he even primed your engine. I said, I did change the oil. There is a little metal from the honing, and so it's minor. So I suspect everything's good. I broke it in. I'm on 400. I think I got 500 miles on it now. I do have the synthetic in it now. I took out the driven 5W30 break-in oil. I finally took it out the other day. And I got 5W30 Castrol 10,000 mile oil in it right now. So I'm having fun. It is great. It runs good. It's just if I keep using the belt that's on it, it'll end up wearing out my pulleys on my water pump and alternator and all that. And it does make a little noise. He put a belt on it, shorter belt, and I guess trying to fix it, and got it just where my tensioner does not, it locks. In other words, it don't flex down with normal tension like a flex tensioner does. So it just, that's it. It's at a stop. Not pressed, just literally like the way it is when you put it on. So it's crazy. Luckily, though, I can drive it. So there's a little bit of metal in it, yeah, from the honing. A little bit on the magnet, a little tiny flakes on the. I filtered everything through these towels you buy, disposable, shop towels. A little metal on it, and everybody got. My brother, I asked him about it, and he said, last time I did, I seen a little metal even on my Toyota, a little bit of metal, and because those rings had to go knock out those peaks and valleys on there, and so it's okay though. It runs good, compression's good, but outside of that, got other things I want to do to it. Went and got a quote the other day from a shop and asked him how much to paint. He said $27,000. I says, what? But then I turned around and talked to him, and he would paint half the car, which would end up being half the car, for like $4,200, $300 for the door, $300 for the other door. Now, ain't that funny? I can get over half the car painted for that, but yet to paint the whole car cost me $27,000. I said, I don't think so. I mean, I can buy a nice another used Corvette for $27,000, possibly two of them, but definitely one nice one at $27,000. I also got to raise my insurance up on mine. Mine's at $15,000. I need to raise it about $20,000 to $25,000 because they're getting harder and more expensive to find price wise. And mine's one of the few that's not worn out. The interior part. It's got age on it. You can tell on the carpet, but it's not worn. It's just color, over the years has shifted a little. And not really bad. I mean, most people can't even tell it, but I can. But there was metal in the oil, Bob, on that first oil change. None on the second, but a little bit, just little shavings. And so I'm hoping he primed it. But that guy up there said he won't prime. He just put it in there and crank it. I've seen him actually sit there and put motors together and prime it. So he does, do them things. But that engine was done right by a 50-year-old veteran, guy who'd been in the business a long time. And it runs good. I haven't really got on it. I'm about the highest RPM is, maybe 3,000 RPM a time or two, 2,400 RPM on the road, just kind of revving it up, letting off a few times. But it'll run, though. It will run. Got good compression. Real good. But I may, if they pop the cap off, take that oil pan off, I may get them to pop a bearing cap and look at it to see if he did prime that motor. But it's like I say, it was only just tiny little pieces, and everybody I talked to said it was normal because of the honing, light honing he did. The brand new Molly rings would have scraped right down on it, and did it. But I guess everybody has their different thoughts on it. But heck, my doggone Toyota, I didn't even prime it. Yeah, I didn't. I couldn't. I could have in one way, but it had a front crankshaft thing on it. I just stuck oil in it, opened the cap, stuck oil, put oil down on it, turned it over basically dry, and run it. And I've been running it for 20 years. So I don't think a little bit of metal on the first oil drain is gonna be anything excessive. And good to see you, Patriot from Warsaw. Dale Pogue, good to see you, Dale. Hope you're doing well, man. And Fuku, okay. That's an unusual name. Boom. Got you. Me. But I can't talk long. I got to get out of here. I got to go meet my daughter out here. It's been a pleasure to driving. I tell you that. I run around everywhere. I go to Costco, Athens. Go out there and meet my daughter now. I'm going this weekend, probably see my great-grandkids, take them for a spin. My oldest great-granddaughter asked my daughter, her grandmother said, "Is Pow Pow going to let me ride in that Corvette?" And she said, "Yeah, he gets out here, he's going to take you for a ride." And so they're looking forward to it. Caden, I was surprised about her because Caden ain't said nothing, but she's already asking about it. Seemed excited. So just for an update, as far as SCOTUS is concerned, Illinois won't be the first case being taken up right now. It's going to be Maryland. Delaware is following behind them as well. Patriot, we're headed in the right direction. I believe in the American people, U.S., us. Yeah, well, let's hope so. But I go to the range. I'm going to go in my car. I got room in the back there to put quite a bit. They did have back-strapped gun cases, black ones, nice ones here a couple of weeks ago. I think they were $50. Had the straps, you put over your shoulder, the cloth ones, not cloth, but you know what I'm talking about, nylon type case. And I didn't get it. And doggone, I went about 3 days ago and they were out. Even had some SOG backpacks, which I didn't care for the backpacks, and they were $50. So I passed on it, lost that one on. I would have liked to have that case though, to put my AR-15 in it, especially putting it back in my car and travel. And cause I'm probably going to take it with me to North Carolina or South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina. I was thinking north. Actually, I think it is. No, I am going to North Carolina. She lives in North Carolina. And then I may go, of course, I'm going to South Carolina too, to do a visit on someone. Patriot from Warsaw says best cases are Plano. Yeah. I've got one that wheels is plastic that will hold a precision rifle. I got that thing for like $20 marked down at Doggone Sam's a few years ago. It's got all the foam in it. I'm going to take the, what's that? Paint. Duplicolor, not Duplicolor. Some color, it's like plastic paint. I was going to paint it and stiffen it up and then do the cutouts on it. But I still got it back there, $20. My son got one too. I picked him one up. But this is just one of those cases that zip, and fold over and go on your back. $50, it was a pretty nice case. I just apparently missed out. Either that or they moved it in the store. I'm going to be out there. I may drop by today and take a look and see if they moved it. Because they move stuff around a lot at that store. You never know where something's going to be. Kind of like Walmart does. You go in there and you can't find your way around half the time. Some kind of marketing thing. But, yeah, it's been hectic. I've been working. Me and my brother did a lot of tightening on the heater hoses. They were not tight. I had a leak leaking down on my thermostat from a upper hose. We got that fixed. I think this oil leak can be fixed. It's not that one piece gasket you can typically reuse. I believe all they'll do is stick a little Permatex on it, And I am going to take him to court. I may lose, but I'm going to take him to court. Get all the papers up and probably do it without a lawyer, and but get everything up, to show what he done. I mean, there's no way to run a shop. Man, it blows my mind what he did. If he did it to me, imagine all the other people. What's weird, I was out the other day, and I was sitting a few stools down from this lady. She was in her 50s, I think it was. And, actually, one time she cut my hair years ago. And we got talking, and she says, I didn't say nothing much, but she says, "Oh, I got a good mechanic down the street here. He's the only guy I use. His name is Shay." And I says, "Oh, okay." That was the guy that did my car. And I thought, boy, this poor lady. Oh, Jesus. He'll steal her fuel pump. He'll steal her sending unit. He'll steal, I mean, one guy that worked for him said he'll steal your motor. And I said, what? And I did look. Matter of fact, I did crawl under my car and around my car and make sure that was my motor. And if it wasn't my motor, boy, it was going to be something to pay, a price to pay. I was going to take him into court and sue the pants off him, for sure, for even more money, because he had totally destroyed the car's value at that point. But he did put my motor in. I have no intake leaks. I've checked that up, in the back of the oil sending unit. Looks good and dry. So whatever it is leaking, I figure it's those two corners and 290 degrees, and it's just very mild. Like past 2 nights, no oil. 3 nights ago, it had just a little bit of oil on the ground. And I can see a little drop coming down. So, and if he stole my rear seal, I'll pay the garage to pull the transmission, document that the seal was damaged or an old seal, and I'll put that, and that will be filed, and I'll go to the courthouse and do a civil case. So, got to take care of a few things. Just wanted to bring up, you updated the news, AR. Yeah, I appreciate it, Patriot. I haven't been more optimistic than I have over this past decade. We, the people, don't give up. Absolutely, don't give up. In a lot of ways, things have gotten, in some states, gotten really better. I remember a time in Georgia that, it was kind of strange. You had a concealed carry. You could not conceal your weapon. I know that sounds crazy, but you had to have it showing. But I typically would just wear it on the side like on a motorcycle and just wear it in a holster anyway and cruise. But they were really weird here in Georgia in the 80s because we were run by Democrats at the time. But once, Perdue got in the 90s, boy, and, along with Kemp, Georgia got really gun friendly at that point. Nitro Freak, what is up? How's it's running, man. I've still got a few issues. Waiting on a serpentine belt. He put a new one on, but it's the wrong one. And it wasn't his fault. It's very hard to find a serpentine belt for a 33-year-old car. And he stole my sending unit, Nitro. This garage did, and my new fuel pump. I actually had to buy another fuel pump, so I got 2 receipts saying I bought 2 fuel pumps with lifetime warranty, Delphi. So I've never had a shop, steal parts like that, but apparently that's what he does and makes money on your parts, runs it like a junkyard. So that kind of explains why all the cars sit back there so long. I think he does that deliberately. He's got a racket going there. Somebody needs to shut him down. I'm on to call and see who I have to talk to in the state of Georgia about this, and I'm going to report him on that too. Running a shop like that, is not good. AR, I will call you tonight regarding the shyster in your That's what I was going to say, shyster. I don't hardly ever use that word. I called a guy one time, sold me a DVR through a Dish Network, a shyster, on the phone. I said, you shyster, you do me this way. Have a good one, Bob. Yeah, it is, Nitro. You ain't kidding, man. I've never had it done. I've worked in shops. That's why I started my career off as a general service mechanic. I was assistant manager in automotive shops, service advisor. I never even if I did a job, I did it right. I didn't put used parts on, I didn't steal parts. It was just something that I was taught when I was young. The mechanic said, don't do that. And I never, people didn't do it as much. Of course, that was in the late 70s when I started, 80s, when I was working on them. But, yeah, it's a mess. Don't think I ain't been furious. Stressed out and furious as crap, and I'm still going down there. Oh, no, on top it off, I won't even go into this. The you know what, wouldn't even give me a receipt. So I'm going to report him to the IRS. I don't know if that'll work, but I'm going to report him to everybody I can think of. He ain't seen the last of me, put it that way. I'm thinking about down the road, if I see him in public, like at maybe a wherever, restaurant, neighborhood bar, I'm going to go look up and go, well, there's the man that steals everybody's sending unit and fuel pump out of their car. What's he going to do? Hit me? In public? Let him go ahead and do it. Yeah, I paid him cash by my dad. Sure did. And my brother was supposed to be a witness, and it was raining. He stayed in the truck, and I told him, I said, I told you I needed a witness on this because this guy, I didn't trust him anyway. I had no witness in there, so we're going back. He told me he'd give me the receipt when I come back and get some of my stuff. I had some paint there and a few other things that I gave him. He didn't, like I say, he didn't even paint my dang chassis. I mean, he just sprayed it one time, and it's a different, it's a really gloss paint. So he didn't use my more expensive paint, though. That's how crooked he was. So he basically kept my paint and used some crappy paint. If he didn't, his worker did. Rick is his name. And Rick, I've already had some words with Rick one time on the phone in a discussion with him a long time ago. So anyway, it'll work out. I'm having fun with it. And after I get it in this Sosby shop, his father owned the shop for years. His son took over the shop, and they get cars in and out, like that, boom, 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 man. They work the way you're supposed to. They don't sit there for weeks and weeks and just let cars pile up all over the parking lot. And so they're going to check out the oil pan leak on it. And like I say, it's so small, it's not even an ounce a night. And past 2 nights, it's been nothing dripping. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know for sure. I checked the oil filter, tightened it really good and tight a little bit. Rechecked I used to change oil, so I'm pretty good at that stuff. I never mess up, but I rechecked all that. That's good. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Our treasured home, Nancy, how you doing? Welcome in. Thank you. I'm getting out of here, guys. I got a lot to do. It's 1:57 too. I got to go meet my daughter. It's kind of crazy. I'm running around in my car, and I don't know how much fuel. I thought I was about out of fuel day before yesterday. So I went by and filled the tank up, and it took 10 gallons. So I had a half a tank and didn't know it, and it showed I was on reserve. And this is a brand new sending unit now from Zip Corvette. And mine was an original sending unit from 1989 that worked and functioned. So I knew when I picked it up, I told my brother, I said, something's wrong. It shows I got a full tank of gas. That's not correct. And it's sad that why I build my own muscle cars, you can't trust. Yeah, it's true. I built my truck in 2005, Nitro. Yeah, at the machine shop, do all the bored at 20,000 over. I put the rings in, with a clamp, thing, and assembled it myself. And it's been running for 20 years. But yeah, if I'd been able, I would have done it myself. And I definitely would have did a good job. I'm hoping that he did prime it and there's no excessive wear in it. And I think even if he didn't prime it, it's probably going to run for a lot of years because it runs good. And like I said, I only got a little bit of metal on the first oil change, Nitro. Put it through these towels to look at it. Had a little on the magnetic filler plug I bought. Had a few little sparkles on it, and that's the first oil change. And basically, I was told that was just what I've always learned and heard. That's the peaks and valleys rubbing off on the ring. That's the ring wear, wearing the peaks and valleys off on that honing. So, but not a lot of metal, no, but some, yeah, I could see it. But after the second oil change, no. I've already changed it. 1, 2. This is the third oil change. I had break-in oil in. I dropped it at 80 miles, drove it all the way to 400, dropped it, and then put synthetic in. So I made sure I did the break-in oil at 400 miles, the way Summit Racing, said do it, and how most engine builders do it. Howdy, Michael Ertnick. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you, Nitro, coming in, and Nancy, our treasure at home, Brutal Bob, Bama Dad. Good to see you guys, gals, and ladies and gentlemen. But I got to get out of here. I just got through doing the laundry and get in the car, and I'm right. Oh, something else. I found out why my radio never worked. My howdy, Coat. Hope you're doing well. Found out why my radio always popped. I had a loose wire, and I was out there the other day, and I was taking the wire nut on the back of the alternator loose, and the little old thing just slipped off. So I took it to alternator. I had asked the alternator shop when they built my alternator. I said, "Will you solder up a wire or anything?" He goes, "No, I don't do stuff like that, but bad back and all that." And he said, "I just sit here and build alternators and starters and stuff." And I said, "Okay." Well, I kind of knew he probably would, so I drove my car in there and I crimped it, because I didn't have a crimper, a really good crimper, and I crimped it and drove out there. And he come out there. And I said, "Come here and look at this. See what you think." Oh no, and he's OCD, like what some of us are, especially in reloading and guns. And he goes in there and gets his torch, comes back, man, puts that thing back on there and wires up, solders that thing back and cleans it with a brush, solders it. And my radio works now. Now, I tell it's got some age on it? Yeah, it needs new capacitors, but I got music in all 4 speakers, no popping, no weird noises or nothing. So it was basically nothing but a wiring problem. I thought I had a bad radio, which I do have some leaking capacitors. It makes the sound not dull, but not quite. It doesn't quite have the clarity that it should have, like from the factory. But I still listen to it, and it's not too bad until I get a chance to put a aftermarket in it. But you all take care. God bless, and appreciate you dropping in, Nitro. Good to see you, man. I got to get over to yours. Hey, Susan, how you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for dropping in. Good to see you too, Coat. Got quite a few here today. Appreciate you. This was just one of those pop-up chats. And but I'm enjoying the car anyway, regardless. You know what? He's going to pay the price for doing what he did. He's going to get around town. He's been in business 20-something years, and about everybody I spoke to, especially auto parts, man, they know of his name. And I think it's so bad that me and my brother said there's something wrong. He cannot get nobody to deliver parts. He has to go get parts. He can't even get an auto parts to deliver parts on credit. So that tells you something right there that he don't run his business right. So that's something else we noticed. But he did finally get it, but halfway. I mean, I wouldn't have put together loose heater hoses and stuff like that the way he did. I mean, they were really loose. But you could just take a screwdriver and you could, okay. And they were, somebody just stuck them on, lightly tightened it, and that was it. And not even really tightened it. But it does run extremely well on it. And I get the belt, it's going to run really good. I got another alternator ordered from a Parts Geek, replacement, AC Delco, brand new. It's weird. You get the AC Delco brand new alternators and they're bad, got bad bearings out of the box. Go figure. Made in China. What is wrong with this country when all of a sudden now we can't even, I tell you what, it's global trade. It's global crap. We can't even get parts anymore that's worth a crap, even though it says, it's a USA company. And it just gets to you. Years ago, you would typically never in a shop, in my day, never put an alternator in with bad bearings, brand new in a box. They were typically, good quality. So enough of my venting. I am still going to, I'm going to drop some more coffees here the next few days and maybe some on the weekends and say hello to you guys, because I do miss talking to you all a lot. And we're going to get some more of this stuff loaded, and I'm going to get my brother, and we're going to head out to the range, and I'll do a little video. And may not be the best editing done to it, but I'll try to do one that's halfway decent for you all to see us out there shooting. But have a good day. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I got 10 in. Appreciate each and every one of you. You all have a great day. God bless. Take care, and catch you on the next one. Check me out Monday night. I'm pretty sure I keep saying that. I am going to start streaming at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm going to have to change it to 6:30 because of MacMan when the time changes. But I'm not going to do the Wednesday night slot, I don't think. I didn't like the time slot at that time. It just never seemed to work out. So many people streaming still. But take care, everyone. We'll catch you later. And I'm going to get behind the wheel and say, Yahoo! Have a good one. Catch you on the next one.